first 20 seconds, just a little wrist warm up. We're just going to take it into some wrist circles. So just circle your wrists in one direction. And as we're checking in here, just notice, where's your energy level at this morning? How are you feeling? Switch directions, go the other way. All right, and then take it into some arms in and out, one arm on top and then the other, just to kind of move into the shoulders. And then again, here, we're just checking in. Notice how you're feeling this morning. How's your shoulders feeling? Did you get enough sleep? Did you ski hard this weekend? So just be aware of how you're feeling so that you treat your exercises accordingly. Okay, last bit, we're gonna just take it into some big arm circles, just as big as your arms like to go. Cool, and then reverse directions, go the other way. Nice. All right, and then we're going to take it into some nice big hip circles. So take your feet, step them a little wider, shoulder distance apart, circle in one direction. Circle the other way. All right, now we're going to take it and pick it up. So you're going to pick one knee up, draw a couple of circles, go in one direction. Draw some circles with that knee, go the other way. Check in here, notice where your balance is at this morning. We do have an added on balance component this morning if you choose to take it. All right, switch legs, other side, pick that knee up, draw it in some circles, go in one direction. Notice how your balance is. Sometimes balance on one side is a little different than the other. All right, switch directions, go the other way. And time, nicely done. Okay, set that leg down. Now we're gonna take it into the big muscles, but nice and slow here. So sink into a little squat, tap one foot out, tap the other foot out, step it in, rise up. Nice and slow and steady here. And then we're just checking and noticing how your knees feel. How do your hips feel as you step out? Can you keep that nice upright position with the chest? So today we're switching it up just a little bit. So our 3 speed rounds are going to be back to back, no working recovery in between. So just know this and then choose your level accordingly. So if you're like, I'm a little tired this morning, maybe you choose to leave the speed off altogether, or you just pace yourself knowing that we've got 3 minutes right in a row where we're going to go a little bit faster. 10 seconds left here. And time, nicely done. Okay, grab a light set of weights. For the first round, heavier weights will do the trick. So if you really want to go with those heavy weights, go ahead and grab them. We're just going to load right up at the shoulders and take it into some curtsy squats or step behind a little dip to the knee. This one's a slow round, so we're not going super fast, but we are crossing behind, stepping behind and crossing the midline of the body, and then sinking into that single leg. So just make sure your knees feel comfortable, only go as far as feels good. Keep that nice upright chest, a nice little lift in the chin. Nice work, you guys, beautiful. You're already halfway there. Ten seconds left. And time, nicely done. Okay, hang on to those light weights or switch to your light weights if you are using heavy weights. It's going to be a wrist curl, a halfway curl, a full bicep curl, and then take it into a chicken wing. So wrist, demi curl, full curl, bend your elbows, lift your elbows up and out to the side. And that's all you got to do. Wrist, semi curl, full curl, and then take it into your chicken wings. And for the chicken wing, you choose whether or not you want to flip the palms so that the palms are facing down as you lift those elbows up. You go with the rotation that works really well for you. I thought I forgot the timer. I was like, oh, we're going to be doing this for days, but I set the timer. And time. Nicely done. Okay, last nice slow round here. So option to hold your weights or not hold your weights, totally up to you, but we're going to go bob and weave. So we're going to make a little U shape with the body. So you think down and under, step over to the other side. So that's, let's call that level one. You might just choose to stick with that maneuver. It might feel good to just work into the squat position, work the abductors, work the adductors. But if you want a little balance component, as you step across, you're going to pick the knee up, try to rise up on a single leg, sink down, step across, bring that leg up, single leg rise, lower down, and then back over to the other side. So you choose the variation that's going to work good for you. If you're working on your balance, you might choose to keep that single leg work going on. Or if you just want to get a little bit more motion going before we hit those 3 speed rounds, stick with just the bob and weave, totally up to you. 15 seconds left, whichever variation you're choosing. And time. Nicely done. Okay, one single weight. This next round is our speed round. We got 3 speed rounds in a row. So up to you if you choose to slow it down at any point. Step your feet a little wider than shoulder distance apart. We're going to load that weight right up at the chest. So just a single weight held across the chest. And we're sinking into some goblet squats, but we're going nice and fast. So we want to make sure our inner thighs are super active. Knees drawing towards the pinky toes. Keep that nice upright chest. So we're just sinking that butt down and then rising up nice and fast. So we're working in those inner thighs, working the glute muscles, working the quadricep muscles, and just keeping that weight loaded straight at the chest. And then if speed's not for you this morning, slow it down. Sink your butt down, rise up with control. Whichever variation you're going for, we got 20 seconds left. Nice work, you guys. And time. Okay, we're going to switch our weight sideways, but take it right back into our pace. So you're just going to hold that weight out from the chest, pull your knees up. This is another speed round. So fast as you can, drive those knees up. We're just holding the weight sideways, out away from the chest, nice and active through the arms and the upper body. And we're just driving those knees up fast as you can. You got this. If you feel like you're not getting quite enough work, maybe you go a little faster or hold the weight straight out from your chest. But whatever variation you choose, just make sure it's sustainable. We got 20 seconds left. Five seconds to go. And time. Nicely done. Okay, last speed round. Set your weight down, and this one has a little bit of a jump. So just know you can step out rather than jump if that works better for you. But we're going to jump, touch the ground, bring it back in. Our last speed round here. So you're going as fast or as slow as you like but we're jumping those feet out and then jumping them in as we rise up. Alternate your hand that touches the ground or do both hands at the same time. That's totally up to you. If jumping is not for you, nice and fast, step it out. Nice and fast, step it in. Our last speed round, you got this. 20 seconds left. And time. Nice job. Woo! Catch your breath. All right, now we're gonna work in standing. Single leg, bend both knees a little bit. We're just keeping that knee bent, picking it up and out to the side. We got 30 seconds on this side. So we're keeping the knee bent, lifting it out to the side, keeping our control so that we stay nice and stable in our standing leg. Recover your breath. Nice work. 10 more seconds on this leg. All right, set that leg down, switch to the other side. Keep the knee bent. We're just lifting it out to the side and letting the toe touch the ground. Nice work. Five seconds left. And time. Woo! Beautiful work. Okay, grab a nice heavy set of weights. We're going to take it into some deadlifts. 30 seconds of work on our deadlift. So with your heavy weights, holding them straight out in front of you, palms facing in. A little micro bend in the knees. Hinge from your waist, come down, come up, squeeze your glutes. Beautiful. Think a little micro bend in the knees, just so you're not pulling against the hamstring muscles, but the hamstrings and the glutes are what's working for you here, finding that strength. Squeeze your glutes to come up. Beautiful. Okay, now next 30 seconds, we're gonna leave those weights on the ground, use them as kickstands, hold on to those weights, and now we're gonna alternate one leg lift and then the other. Keep your torso nice and stable, lifting from the glutes, using your hamstrings to help support that movement. Nice and slow and steady, belly pulled in, shoulders nice and stable. Beautiful, Helen, nice work. Yes, Mara, awesome. Man, you guys look amazing, nice job. And time. Keep those weights on the ground. 30 seconds of work here, that's all you gotta do. So hands on those hand weights in that bent over position. Now you're gonna keep that bent over position and think toe touch. So you're just gonna try and lift one foot to touch your weight and then the other foot to touch your weight. So it's a slight lift or a gathering up of those abdominal muscles to lift that foot off the floor, tap your weight, switch to the other side. Beautiful, you guys, nice work. One more each side. All right, now we're gonna come down onto the ground. So just move your weights so they're a little out of the way. Come down into a tabletop position. All right, now we're gonna take it into a hovering tabletop. You might choose to stay there, just lifting the knees up. Or if you want a little bit more action, you're gonna take a little step out, step in. Try to keep your shoulders and your torso nice and stable as you step your feet back a little bit and step them in. Keep your abdominal muscles pulled in slightly so you keep your back active, shoulders stable. Yes, you guys, nice work. You're already halfway there. Ten seconds left. You got this. And time. Nice job. Bring your knees down. Okay, now we're going to walk the knees back a little bit. So we find a knee down plank position. From your knee down plank position, it's going to be a low plank to high plank. So we're going to keep the knees down to start just to see how that feels. But you're going to come down elbows and forearms, back up to that tall plank position. Keep the knees down to start. And then if it doesn't feel like you're getting quite enough work from that knee down position, you're going to find a tall plank and then come down low plank, up to high plank, alternate which arm leads you up and down so that you're working through both sides. If you go to that high plank and it becomes too much, bring your knees back down. Try to maintain that planking position with the spine. Yes, Liz, nice. Beautiful, Mara. 20 seconds left. You got this. And time. Awesome job. All right, come on up into a high kneel position. And then we're going to take one hand weight to start. Nope, I take that back. We're going to use two hand weights. So grab both hand weights. Sorry, my brain is going in two different directions. Okay, so we're going to start in that high kneel position, palms facing up, elbows hugging into the side body. And we're starting with just some shoulder rotations. So we're pulling the elbows, or excuse me, pulling the hands out to the side, drawing them back in as we keep the elbows nice and tight against the side body. And when I say nice and tight, what I mean is we're just not letting them lift up away, but there's a slight looseness. Find that balance between your effort and your ease. So the elbows are hugged into the side body, but we want a sense of looseness so that we can rotate the shoulders. Nice, 10 seconds left here. Keep your belly nice and firm so you're not wobbling all over the place in that high kneel. All right, now we're going to take it into some what I call Pee Wee Hermans. So now the palms are going to face down and you're going to just tap the ends of your weights in front of the body and behind. But again, here we're keeping a firmness in the abdomen. Most of this work is coming out of the shoulders. Once you've got it down, you can pick up a little bit of speed, but we don't want to lose that control in the center. So if you get speed, but then you're wobbling all over the place, slow it down. As you bring those weights behind you, your body will lean forward a little bit and you might feel your hamstrings kick on. All right, one more time, forward and back. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to keep our one knee down. Other leg is going to come out to the side. Let your hand come down to the ground underneath your shoulder. And then from here, we're going to bend that external leg. Knee is going to point up towards the ceiling. Point your toe. We're going to keep that knee pointing up towards the ceiling. And then 30 seconds of work. You're just kicking the leg up, lowering the toe down. Keep that knee turned up towards the ceiling best you can. So the best way for me to say it is an external rotation of that knee. Torso is controlled. Shoulder is nice and stable. We just reach that toe out, pull it back in with control. Nice work. 7 more seconds on this side. All right, we're going to take it over to the other side. Bring that knee down, set yourself up. So hand underneath the shoulder, extend the leg out, and then find that external rotation, knee up towards the ceiling. Once you've got yourself there, we're lifting the toe up and lowering the toe down. Keep that knee pointed up towards the ceiling best you can. Beautiful. And time. Nicely done. Lower that knee down. Okay, make sure your gear is kind of cleared out of your space. We're going to take it into a crab walk. So we just want to make sure we have plenty of room, space to move with our weights out of the way. From the front end or the back end of your mat, fingertips are going to point toward your butt. You're going to lift your butt up and you're going to walk yourself to the back end of your mat. Once you're down there, reset anything that you need to, and then walk it right back up to the front end of your mat. From there, you'll readjust your hands as needed. Try to keep your butt lifted the whole time if you can, but you always have the option to set your butt down. A lot of work in the shoulders here, a lot of control in your abdomen, your torso. You got this. Doesn't matter how high your butt is lifted off the ground, but you do want to keep your butt off the ground best you can. But if that's not working for you and you need to reset it each time, pick your butt up, scoot yourself forward, reset, pick your butt up and scoot yourself forward. But if you can keep it lifted and walk yourself forward and back, you got 10 seconds left. You got this. Nicely done. Lower your butt down, come down onto your back. Next up, we'll have your head weights handy just off to the side of your mat, just so you have access to them. But as we come down onto our back, you're going to keep a bent knee position. Elbows are going to be in alongside the ribs, and it's the elbows and the upper body that are doing the work. So you're going to push into your elbows to lift your back away from the floor, lower it back down with control. So think plank spine here. As you push your elbows into the ground, you're lifting the upper body and lowering it with control. So your tailbone stays on the ground, but think plank spine. So we keep that long torso, lifting up, lowering with control. Yes, you guys, nice work. And time. Awesome job. Okay, in that down position, we're going to grab our hand weights. It's going to be a chest press to a chest fly. So weights loaded up at the chest, palms facing down, push up towards the ceiling. Palms will rotate in towards each other, open into a fly, bring it back in, rotate your palms, lower your elbows back down. So as heavy weights as you can stand, we're pushing up towards the ceiling, open into a fly, hug it back in, bring it back down with control. Check your ribs and your abdomen. So if you can keep your ribs nice and anchored on the ground, cool. If you're finding that your ribs and your belly are popping up, you might be just going with a little too heavy of a weight. So we want to make sure that we're maintaining control here, working out of the chest and the shoulders, but maintaining that rib connection on the backside. And time. Beautiful job. Set your weights off to the side. Now we're going to work into our core a little bit more. So legs are going to reach up towards the ceiling. Keep a nice micro bend in those knees so that you're not yanking against the hamstring muscles. We're going to reach up, try to touch the toes and release back down. So the name of the game here is contract the abdominal muscles and then release. Reach up towards your toes and then release back down. Think pulling the abdominal muscles towards the spine, or pulling the belly button towards the spine, or really if you can just find that contraction of the abdominal muscles and then release. Nice work, you guys. Ten seconds left. All right, leave your chest and your head on the ground. Arms are going to come out nice and wide. And now we're going to take it into some adduction. Or abduction, excuse me. So we're going to take the legs out nice and wide and then a little crisscross in the center. So one leg is going to come in front to the other as we do that little crisscross in the center. We're going to pick up a little bit of speed here. It's not so much a speed round, but we want to get a little fire in those inner thighs. So with a little bit of control, legs are going to come out. And then we're going to crisscross them right at the center. Just work at a speed that you can control. Firing up those legs, firing up the inner thighs. Nice work. That's right. Kick your sister. You guys are awesome. "20 seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Okay, we're going to leave those legs up towards the ceiling. And now we're going to find just that crisscross. So start by just finding that crisscross right at that center line. And then we're going to take it up and down. So we're going to crisscross as we lower down and crisscross as we bring it back up. So you're going to find that little bit of a flutter with the legs, lowering down and lifting back up, going at a pace that works good for you and a pace that you can control. If you find that this is a little bit rough on your tailbone, you're going to keep your chest and chin slightly lifted as your legs lower down. And then you might choose to release them just in that upright position. Lift them back up as you lower the legs. And then lift the head up at a pace that works good for you. You got this. 15 seconds left. And time. Woo, nice job. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze. We're going to take a little twist here. So hold on to your right knee. Let your left leg go nice and long. Take your right knee over to the left, over and across the body. Let your right arm open out nice and wide. Turn your head to the right. Take 3 nice big breaths. Nice. Pull that right knee into your chest. Bring the left knee in to meet. Hold on to your left knee. Let your right leg go nice and long. Take that left knee over to the right, over across the body. Left arm opens wide, head turns to the left, and take 3 nice big breaths here. Nice. Pull that left knee into your chest. Right knee comes into meet. So both knees are going to hug into the chest. Give yourself a light little squeeze. And then we're going to rock and roll up to a seated position. Extend your legs out in front of you with a little bit of a micro bend in your knees. Take a nice big breath, reach up. And as you exhale, reach towards your feet. Does not matter if you touch your toes. Beautiful. Come up nice and slow. We're going to spin those legs around so that we find our way into a tabletop position or onto all fours. And then we're going to curl both sets of toes under. Pull your butt back to your heels. So a little stretch to the toes and the bottoms of the feet. Beautiful. And now we're going to lift the butt away from the heels. Lift up. Find a little forward fold position. So step your feet in, step your hands in, and then from here, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to a standing position, nice and slow and controlled. And then we're just going to stretch the quads to finish. So if you need a little handhold hold on to a wall or a chair. So we're going to pick up the right foot, catch the blade edge of the foot. And then once you've caught hold of the foot, hug your heel in towards your butt, hug your knee in towards your knee, and then think hips forward slightly. So we want to see if we can find a stretch down through that front hip pocket area, down into the quadriceps. Nice. Take one more breath. Cool. And then with control, release that foot, bounce out anything that you need to, reset your hand if you're holding on to something. And we're going to take it to the other side. Catch hold of the foot, think heel in towards the butt, knee in towards the knee, hip forward slightly. Beautiful. When you're ready, release that foot with control, bounce out everything you need to, brush off your hands, grab your tennis balls if you're sticking around. If you have 2 tennis balls, 2 for the price of 1, we'll get a lot more work done today. If you don't,